This legendary dragon is a powerful engine of destruction, virtually invincible. Very few have faced this awesome creature and lived to tell the tale. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Just Justin Collects. Today I'm going to be reviewing a figure I've been extremely excited for ever since they first revealed it. I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan growing up. I was probably about 12 years old when the animated series came to the US. We all played it in middle school. We were betting and basically gambling cards in the cafeteria on lunch, on games. It was a big deal growing up. Even I stopped playing, of course, as I got a little older. But even when, uh, fun fact about me, when I met my wife, then girlfriend and everything, we were going through my old closet at my parents' house when we were moving in together. Came across my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I ended up teaching her how to play. And we played Yu-Gi-Oh together with some friends and competitively a little bit, and along with some other card games. So, pretty cool fact. Uh, but I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes White Dragon, of course, one of the OG monsters, right next to Dark Magician, Red Eyes, which there's a Red Eyes coming as well. But I'm very excited to bust this guy open and just see how good he looks. I even have another Blue Eyes figure I can compare him to, so we'll do that in size comparison. But let's bust this guy open and see what we're working with. So guys, before we bust him open, I do want to appreciate the artwork on the back of this box. You can see they're advertising some of the OG, like poses, at least that one right there, that you can get him into. And from what I've seen online, you can just get him into like all of the poses from all your original TCG cards. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Look at that awesome white lightning blast he comes with, and just the artwork on this box. I know I had it on the rotating base and you could see it, but just it looks so awesome. So yeah, let's take a look at that tray. When you open the package, you're going to have the plastic base for the stand in there wrapped up. He's also, of course, going to come with your typical instruction manual on how to put the stand together, and you do have to build the blast effect piece, and just some nice useful instructions there. So I do recommend, don't just toss this, keep it until you familiarize yourself with everything about the figure. And this huge tray right here, sorry about that glare, you can see he comes in. You see the stand legs there, the figure, the blast effect, and some more pieces right there. Yeah, let's get him out of the tray and see how he looks. As you can see, we've got the Blue Eyes White Dragon out of the packaging in all his glory, and let me tell you, it just looks amazing. It looks good on camera. Trust me, it looks even better in person. It feels nice. None of the joints are loose on mine. He articulates perfectly. If I had one complaint, it's almost that point of articulation in the jaw where it can kind of go sideways. When we get into that, I'll show you. It goes sideways a little easy, makes him look slack-jawed. I kind of wish they would have tightened that up a little bit. But this, when I think of my perfect Blue Eyes White Dragon figure, really this is it. And it makes me even more excited about the Red Eyes coming out. And I hope they just keep going through the roster. Don't just give me all the big monsters with the Monsterarts line. Give me a Dark Magician, a Celtic Guardian, a Summoned Skull, just all that good stuff. So, of course, with Blue Eyes, you not only get the stand, so we'll get to that in a little bit as well, but you also get the White Lightning charge up effect. So that looks nice. And there's the peg hole where it goes in the stand. Now, with Blue Eyes, as far as size and comparisons, it's kind of hard to get a accurate height on him, because for him to be in a natural pose with those knees bent and his neck turned and all that, so we'll just get as close as we can. For this little natural pose, he's standing right about 7 inches, and of course you can straighten that neck out, and he's going to go like closer to 8. So it really just It depends on how you're going to have them posed on the shelf. Now, you can see that wingspan. For comparison, just look at that wingspan. You're looking at over a foot. That is insane. And for some comparisons, I've got him next to my Fat Mojo Blue Eyes. Fat Mojo isn't a very well-known company. They, I think at some point last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was, got the license to make some Yu-Gi-Oh figures. You can find them in like Books A Million and some comic shops. They range around $35 to $45 a piece. They've got Blue Eyes, Exodia, all three of the Egyptian gods, and a Blue Eyes Ultimate. They're okay. They're not very well articulated. They're kind of more of, think of a statue with some joints, really. But they look pretty good for what they are, and of course, it can't really compare to this SH Monsterarts Blue Eyes. But I'm going to have them beside each other on the shelf, and I don't know what I'm going to do as far as getting a third Blue Eyes yet. I don't necessarily want to drop the money on another Monsterarts. Maybe I'll get the model kit, just have 3 different styles on the shelf. And for some more size comparisons, we can put our Dragon Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the Super 7 Ultimates line next to Blue Eyes here. And you can see he's a good bit bigger. Definitely less articulated, but still a beautiful figure. And speaking of beautiful figures, another dragon character from Mythic Legions. Here is Rakagor, I feel like is how you pronounce his name. This just came in the other day. And look at how massive he is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he could just fill in as the third Blue Eyes, right? And of course, you can't have a anime dragons comparison without having Charizard in there next to Blue Eyes. This is the Charizard from the Jazzwares Pokemon Select Super Articulated line. Going now by, I think they're called the Trainer Series. They're all Target exclusives now. And speaking of dragons, here is the owner of the pilot of the Dragon Zord himself, the Lightning Collection remastered Green Ranger from Hasbro. And one final little comparison, just because they're from the same time frame of when I was watching both these shows. Here is a SH Figure Arts Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. So you can kind of see how that 6-inch scale action figures kind of look next to Blue Eyes here. So when it comes to articulation with this guy, we'll start at the head. So the mouth does fully articulate up and down. The tongue in there, it'll go up and down a little bit as well. Now, what I was talking about with the jaw is you can get the sideways action right there. So just be careful when you're posing it for photos and everything. You don't want to get an awesome shot and then realize that the jaw was slightly slack. I don't really know with the engineering. I'm sure they could have engineered that a little better to keep that from happening so easily. And he's got a little bit of movement back here. And then with the neck, you get a lot of movement with the neck. Look how far you can look down. You can straighten it up, and he can even look all the way back like that. You can keep going. So that is amazing. And it will twist all the way. You can get all kinds of tilt just with that segmented neck joint. You can just get him to basically do any kind of pose with the head that you need him to do. Just look at that. That looks amazing. And like flying straight up. So that's awesome. With the wings, I will say, if you have any of the NECA gargoyle figures, the plastic kind of reminds me of that a little bit. These are better wings than that. They are articulated, but just be very careful. And when you have this guy on the shelf, make sure he's where he's not going to fall off, because these wings feel like they would shatter in a heartbeat. So you can open them up. They're segmented like so. That light a little bit, so I'll stop blocking it. So right there, and you can close them up a little more. Also, there is a joint right here that will twist, and hinge. And right there, there's another joint. It'll go up. It won't go up and down. It'll go like that, but you can turn it, and then it'll go up and down. So it depends on what kind of pose you want him in. So just don't force anything with this guy. Of course, with it being a more expensive figure, just be very mindful of which ways the joints go. Make sure you're turning everything properly and never force anything, as always. Now with the arms, it will twist all the wings, will twist all the way around and come out, hinge up a little bit, that blocks that. And you do have a nice floating piece right here. And with the elbows, you get a good hinge and a twist all the way around. And the wrist, a hinge right there. And then with the legs, twist all the way around, get out that far, of course, all the way around. The knees, the same as the elbows, that ball right there. And then the feet on that same type of ball joint. That does hinder that right there, but you can kind of twist it and make it work with whatever kind of shots or poses you want to get him into. But this guy looks absolutely amazing. So, my final thoughts on the SH Monsterarts Blue Eyes White Dragon. The figure's amazing. It's honestly the perfect Blue Eyes I could ask for. It could always be a little bigger, but you could, with these, I mean, the scale always changed in the show. The articulation's perfect. The stand it comes with is great. The blast effect it comes with is great, although it can be a pain to get the pieces to stay on there when you get it on the stand. So just be wary of that. Of course, I've got a trading card on there. That's how I'm going to have this guy displayed on the shelf. The trading card, of course, does not, as a disclaimer, does not come with the figure. But I can't recommend this enough. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you'll absolutely love this. Just be careful with it when you're posing it up, and when you put it on that shelf, make sure it's secure on that stand so it's not going to fall off and shatter those wings, because I feel like the rest of the figure would be fine. Nothing feels loose, nothing feels too tight or too, I guess, like a hollow plastic. It's a nice, durable feeling plastic. Just be careful of those wings. If it were to fall off the shelf, those would be the things that would snap. But you can get them into any trading card pose to mimic. You can get 3 of them and have them posed up perfectly. And I can really see them potentially doing a Blue Eyes Ultimate. I hope they wait until after they do some other characters first. But yeah, this guy's awesome. And I picked mine up from Toku Collectibles. You can pick this guy up from Big Bad Toy Store. Pretty much just Google it. It'll send you some links. Big Bad, the markup on it isn't too bad. I know with imports, they do tend to mark things up a little bit, but the markup isn't bad on this guy at all. So I don't know if they're in stock there or not, but Toku Collectibles had them. I don't know if they're still in stock. Just take a look around, try to find a good deal. He's going to run you anywhere between 1 to 135 from what I've seen, depending on if you have them imported or not, or get them from a US seller. But guys, that's been my review of the SH Monsterarts Blue Eyes White Dragon. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. We're still on our journey to 300 subs. The channel is still growing. I'm really happy about that. I've got more videos coming, more things besides reviews, but I'm just trying to catch up on a lot of new toys coming in. You can also follow me on Instagram, same name, just Justin Collects, if you want to stay up to date on some more stuff there. But until next time, guys, this is Just Justin, signing out.